Hold up on that car wash, gentlemen.
Or I should say, hold up on those cosmetics, boys, because you have some mechanicals to do while your engine is out. So, without further ado, I'll clarify some of my items I listed in my previous video, along with some new ones. So, let's get going. So here's the vent in the front. It's held on with 3 fasteners and there's a gasket. So, good time to refinish that. And then here we are in the engine compartment. The rear sound pad should be done at this time. 3M, weather stripping, baby snot works good. Replace your oil cap O-ring. The rubber seal is important. That seals the top from the bottom. It allows your fan to be more efficient, keeps your engine cooler. Use the deoxit also on your fuse connectors, so they could be corroded by now. And then these are the chassis tunnel fuel lines from Len Cummings. Make sure you know which one is which. Label them good. His kit is really awesome, and I liked working with him. The front of the car here, this is where it comes out in the front of the tunnel. There's grommets he gives you. These then screw onto the chassis fuel lines and they go up and over the rack. So not the easiest thing to do, but you'll make it. It's possible. And then here's it on the top of the rack where it comes down. This is the return line into the fuel tank, the gold one there in the front. And then the fuel pump here is pictured on the top. This is where it sucks out of the tank. So look at your fuel pump too while you're here. It's a good time to change it out. Here's the fuel strainers in the fuel tank. You'll need a monster Allen key to get those out, but you can see before and after. Of course, my dented oil line. Check that on your car. Make sure some nitwit didn't crush it jacking your car up. And then here's the oil lines that are in the front wheel well. This is after I got them off. This was a major pain. You could see how dirty they are and how much oil comes out of them. And this is everything I used to get those things out without damaging the oil cooler. And then you could see I got the stainless ones that are packaged there too. So, yep, all the rubber shot on these. Here's the seats. Those white bushings I was telling you about, if those bushings disintegrate, the seat will, when you stop the car, you'll go forward, like a quarter of an inch. And when you accelerate, you'll be pushed back a quarter of an inch. And that plastic is very brittle. This is the tool I made to wind the seats back and forth. Oil tank. Good time to do your oil tank. Easy to remove. It comes out of the wheel well. You're already there. Mine was sludged up, and it was disgusting with oil that was coming out of the cork gasket from the oil sender gauge. So check your oil sender gauge too. Good time to replace it. And I just refinished it myself. So far so good. If you do good prep, any finish will hold up there. And then on your transaxle, you can drill out your mounts. Rubber shot on these cars now, so now's the time to put new rubbers in. And then your sway bar will be off, so it's a good time to, mine was just caked with dried oil. And then refinish it, put new bushings in it, the new links, new hardware, and I tell you what, I use titanium. That was a good place to reduce weight, so I got some titanium fasteners for that. And then this is a good time to go through your whole throttle linkage. This is the bell crank that attaches to a transaxle. Mine was disgusting. There's bushings, brass bushings that can go in here and tighten up your throttle response. This is the crush tube. This is what they look like after 30 years, all rusted and nasty. They probably wouldn't work anyway. And you could see the weight on the bottom. This is a Euro crush tube without the shock absorber in it. This is from Redline. You could see the weight difference here. So a little bit of weight in an important area if you're up for that. And here's those throttle bushings I was talking about. This is what they look like. Man, they're a pain to get on. There's not a lot of room to work. I got big hands. I tried to grease them. They were slipping around in my hands. So it was miserable, and I ruined 2 of them, so I had to order more. So if you need 3 of them, get 5 of them. This is kind of the way it looks in the tunnel, and it has like a little metal holder that holds them in place. Okay, now the airflow meter. I rebuilt mine, refurbished it, deoxed it. There's a guide on YouTube about this. You kind of get the little carbon resistor and find a new place on it. You bend it a little bit so that it has a new place to kind of ride. And, then check it with the multimeter. You want to check all your electrics with the multimeter. Airbox included, also your micro switch. And this guy here, this is the full throttle switch. This switch tells the computer when you have full throttle so that you get the right amount of timing and fuel and all that good stuff. And this is a BMW switch that is the equivalent replacement of ours, which is no longer available. There's a slight difference in it. There's a little delay, but modern fuel injections have that delay built into the computer in most cases. So here's my door. I had to take my door card off because some of the plastics in there are real brittle, and my door lock wasn't working because of this problem. You can see on the right that plastic is basically biodegradable in this car after 30 years. So we run into this. And then you'll be cranking your engine, so you want a good battery. I use the Optima. So Carl Hens here, he sells from Thoroughbred Motorsports on eBay. This is his battery tray for the Optima battery. I know people have their preferences, but I like Carl. He does good work. He's got a great shop and a great product with this. And then while you're in here too, check your coils, replace your fuel filter, clean your engine compartment, and these fuel lines here, this one will be gone soon. So that's all I've got for right now. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and it can help you, and we'll see you on the next one.